What's going on, everyone? It's Carlo. The solution is in the solution to fitness, and today I'll be reviewing Equinox. Is it worth it? Just letting you guys know before I get into this, I am sick, guys. The Omicron got me. That's right, I tested positive. It sucks. I'm at home, quarantined, and why not record? Also, guys, I have a link down below that you can click on in the comments and in the description. It will lead you to messing with my speech. NutriCartel.com, which has tons of pre-workouts, really strong pre-workouts. You got protein powders, you got test boosters. They're all on that website. Use my code SOLUTION15 to get 15% off your order. Okay, it is now time to get into one of the most expensive gym chains around. This review is based mainly around my experience going to the gym in New York and New Jersey. So we're going to talk their equipment, we're going to talk their maintenance, their layout of the gym, their price, their customer service, their unique qualities, what separates this gym from other gyms. I will then give it a score of 1 out of 5 sets, 5 being the highest, or 1 out of 10 reps to be more precise. You can check out my other gym reviews in my gym review playlist, which I'll link on the top of the screen. There you'll find I reviewed gyms like Crunch, I reviewed Anytime Fitness, I reviewed Retro, Gold's Gym, Planet, Lifetime recently. I reviewed a ton of gyms that you can find on that playlist. Been around, baby. So if gym reviews are what you're into, supplement reviews, home gym equipment reviews, I do all of that, then consider benching that subscribe button, squatting that like button, punching out the notification bell to be notified of future uploads such as this. Comment down below your experience at your own Equinox gym, but let's hear out the review first. Alright, with all that being said, let's get right into the review of the video I've been writing for pretty close, I want to say over a year now. Been working on this video. Equinox. So we're going to start with a little history of Equinox. The Equinox gym first opened its doors on September 23rd, 1991 by a man named Danny Errico and his family in the Big Apple, New York City. Errico had a background in real estate, which most likely contributed to his knowledge in knowing what the best locations were to open gyms. Equinox is now owned by the related companies, the same company that owns Pure Yoga, Soul Cycle, the Yorkville Club, and Blink Fitness, also a gym I've done a review on. In 2016, they broadened their scope and opened a luxury hotel located in New York and Los Angeles. Equinox is known for being an upscale gym. It's not really meant for the average customer. There are 104 locations worldwide. In the United States, there are mostly in the New York and LA areas. Outside USA, you can find them in Canada, you can find them in London, but there are 35 in just New York alone. So let's start the review by getting into the equipment of Equinox. When it comes to the locations I visited, the free weight, like the dumbbells, the weight plates, and the straight rubber fixed barbells were by Iron Grip, my favorite brand for this type of equipment and what you'll find in a lot of gyms. I've said this in numerous videos, but I prefer flat edge plates over the rounded ones. That's just my personal preference. The benches and squat racks I noticed were mostly from Hammer Strength, another reputable brand in most gyms. I saw Concept 2 rowing machines. I also noticed Cybex, Precor, and Hoist Fitness machines, and of course another huge brand, Life Fitness. I'm not a fan of Hoist Fitness though. I don't know why a lot of gyms use this, but maybe that's also just me. Cardio equipment was also by Life Fitness. There was also Octane, and another brand I never really used called Woodway. The Woodway treadmills are supposedly easier on the joints. They definitely do not have a shortage of cardio equipment. The cardio equipment definitely takes up more of the gym than the actual strength equipment. You may like that, you may not. So yeah, equipment wise, I think the gym has what you need for great workouts, but the majority of locations didn't really have a big selection. I mean, the amount of equipment I saw is comparative to like maybe a Retro. Actually, I think Retro Fitness may have had more equipment to choose from. But of course, what's selling this gym is the amenities that come with it. So I'll get into that once I get into the unique qualities portion of the review. So if you're a serious lifter or a bodybuilder or a power lifter, you may be disappointed with the lack of equipment this gym has. Okay, we will now jump into the next topic of this review, which is the maintenance and the layout of Equinox. This part will be a little difficult because one thing about Equinox is that all locations seem to be radically different from one another. It was rare to find some that actually looked identical to one another. Some were really big, some were average size, and a lot were really small. All the ones I went to had pools, though there were limits on how many people were allowed at a time, mainly because it's one of those lap pools, so too many people in the pool would defeat the purpose. but they use salt water and some chlorine to keep the pools clean. The pool water is always kept at the 80-degree range, but also keep in mind they all don't have pools. I never noticed any broken equipment, which is good. I always saw 2 or more staff members constantly cleaning the gym floor and the locker rooms. One thing all locations had was a room for classes, a room for spin classes, and a yoga room. Some locations had automatic heating and candles in their yoga rooms. The lighting was pretty good in most locations as well. Like I said, it's really hard to give a score on the layout when they're all different. For example, the Equinox on 54th Street in New York probably has the worst layout of them all. Not only is it not that big, across their gym floor is a bunch of air conditioning machines that take up the limited space it already has. But the location on 61st Street is probably one of the best ones in New York when it comes to what it offers and the price. The weight room has more of an open floor layout, very similar to gyms like LA Fitness. It had a sauna and steam room. For some reason, a lot of these locations only have steam rooms. They don't have sauna rooms. I need a sauna in my gym. It had a basketball court. It had a rock climbing wall. It's pretty cool. Also, check out the Hudson Yards location. I think that location was very, very beautiful. But I feel 85% of the Equinox locations are average to pretty small. Smaller than I thought, and that is pretty bad when you consider their pricing, which I will get into as well. Customer service, let's get into that. Another thing that's a little difficult to assess because a lot of places are different. Once upon a time, I considered taking this off my gym reviews, but I'm just going to keep it in here and base this mainly off my experience and customer complaints I find online. My experience has been good. I haven't met any rude employees when I first walk in. I've been greeted at the door every time. And just walking in, this is kind of getting into the layout again, but just walking in, it's always presented really well. I like how the desks are. It's just very appealing. Talking to gym reps, I didn't feel as pressured to join. I mean, it was a tiny bit pushy at times. Like, I hate when they ask, "So, what's holding you back from joining us?" And I gotta prepare an essay to explain why I can't do it, so they stop asking. I know that's how they're trained because that's how I was trained when I was a personal trainer, but I can't stand that. It just makes people feel a little bit uncomfortable with answering your question. Anyway, personal trainer seemed alright. You don't really need a known degree to work here like NASM. They basically have their own certification. They will certify you through something called the Equinox Fitness Training Institute, or EFTI. Other than that, there's no real complaints when it comes to staff from me. When it comes to reviews I found online, well, of course you get the typical "I tried to cancel but I kept getting charged" complaints, and "I moved far away and they weren't clear with the cancellation procedures." These type of complaints I always take with a grain of salt because over the years I've been a member of probably over 10 different gym franchises. One of the first things I ask is about the cancellation policy. Actually, most of the time they bring it up to me first. This was one of those cases where the cancellation policy was brought to my attention first. I didn't even have to ask. Joining comes with a 12-month commitment, be aware of that. So checking out other reviews, majority of them are mostly positive. They love their locations, they love their staff. The only negatives I was seeing was poorly trained staff and shady business tactics. I also read one review, check this one out. "I've been a member at Equinox for 10 years. After finishing my workout and preparing to leave, someone stole my bag, which had my ID and keys to my apartment. I approached the front desk and explained my situation. The woman at the front was clearly irritated by my intrusion of her day. She threw the items around in the lost and found drawer and said, 'See, it's not here.' Her behavior and attitude were disgusting. This company has no heart and could care less." You mean could not care less? "About customer service. They only care about profit." Now, looking from the outside in, from the member's perspective, that seems pretty bad. But the thing is, me working for places that has a lot to do with customer service, it's rare that the customer is 100% forthcoming with their claims and often exaggerated. Like, I can picture this person approaching the front desk screaming, "Hey, someone took my stuff, get on the cameras, get it back now," or accusing maintenance of stealing it or whatever. And who wants to help someone like that, you know? Like, who wants to help someone that accuses you or just straight up yells at you? Who pretty much takes it out on someone who had nothing to do with it. Trust me, I've dealt with people like that. But if that person was honest, then yeah, that staff member sucks and needs to be trained better. But check this review out. This makes me disregard a lot of the reviews they have. "I canceled my membership today when I learned that they are connected fundraising for Trump. What kind of person works out at a gym that supports a racist, wannabe, fascist dictator like Trump?" Like, come on. I can't stand when other people judge others because of their political affiliations, and to end their membership based off that is, wow. Anyways, I'm going to segue into the next topic of the video, which is something I know a lot of people are somewhat aware of, and that's the price. So the price of this gym does vary from location to location. It's not like one set price like Planet Fitness or Crunch or Retro. There's usually two different membership plans. One is access to only one location, the other is access to all locations. And I did honestly forget to ask, but I'm sure it's not really access to all locations. Like, I'm sure there's ones in New York that needs their special kind of access. So it should be access to majority of the locations. Obviously, the access to a single location will come with a cheaper monthly fee and a cheaper initiation fee. Unfortunately, the prices are not listed on their site. They want you to come in and talk to you about it. That means it is negotiable, but expect for initiation fee to be upwards around $100 to $300 for a single location and $100 to $500 for the all access. Monthly payments average from around $150 to $200 a month, could be a little more. And all access could average $250 to $350. There's no annual or yearly maintenance fee, which is good. All classes are included with your membership. So for a luxury gym, these prices are what you should expect. But even with the title of a luxury gym, I do think, like I said this before, equipment-wise, this gym is really lacking. It doesn't really offer more than a $20 to $30 a month gym does. Again, this is in most locations, not all locations. Like the Equinox on East 74th Street in New York has 4 squat racks. That's amazing. The Equinox in Summit, New Jersey only has 2. That sucks. Some locations only had 1 cable set up. 1 person at a time for cables on a luxury gym? I mean, I'm expecting like 2 or 3. I only had 2 weight benches. I've seen only 1 chest press machine and 1 fly machine, and that's it for chest. I expected a lot more. If you compare it to gyms like Lifetime, who have a ton of different chest machines, you compare it to gyms like even LA Fitness. LA Fitness is a lot cheaper than these gyms, and I will never forget the location I went to in Wayne, New Jersey. Probably the best LA Fitness that I've ever been to, and I've been to a lot. And how they have their gym set up is amazing. You would think that gym probably costs like $100 to $150 a month. The gym only charged me when I joined, I was paying like $35 a month at that time. And they had rows of machines that specialize in each body part. Like the first row was arm machines. So they had a bunch of bicep machines, tricep machines, overhead tricep machines. 1 row had chest machines. It was fly machines, incline fly machines, different kinds of chest press machines, the leg machines, like the back machine. Oh my god, the back machines was machines I've never seen in any other gym. It's insane. How are you getting away with this? Who are you stealing money from? So staying on the topic of price, your membership comes with a free training session, an assessment where they will accurately measure your body fat percentage and lean muscle to determine what you need to work on, and a free Pilates session. I was told I could pick the brain of trainers by taking advantage of that free session, but honestly, I was hesitant to do that because you know they want to wheel you into purchasing those trainer sessions, which can run you, between another $100 to $150 an hour. Of course, if you're paying this much for a gym, and if you're paying this much for a personal trainer, you need to commit. I mean, if you're the type to only go to the gym twice a week, do not commit to this gym. This is not the place for you. As of this recording, this gym is still COVID cautious. A lot of the extra amenities have not reopened, such as the juice bars and cafes. Also, as of this recording, for the holidays, it's 0 down. But I feel like if you're really good at negotiating, you can always get 0 down. Just, make it seem like you're really tight on money. They want members, so I'm sure they can get you in. So yeah, definitely try to work for that 0 down. You can save a little before coming here, but if you make enough money to pay for that membership, then the initial fee is nothing to you, huh? But also be aware the prices do go up a couple dollars every year. If you're lucky enough to work here, you can get a membership for free though, so that's pretty cool. I feel like this gym is really only worth it if you live in New York where there is a bunch. But a place that has only a single location, I do not think it's worth it. Well, like I said, all Equinox gyms are pretty different from one another. So let's point out what most of them offer. The thing that every location I went to offered was the eucalyptus towel fridges spread across the gym. For my Puerto Ricans out there, it has that strong Vicks smell, and they feel really good and really refreshing. Some locations also had this phone sanitizer before going on the gym floor. You can just put your phone inside it and it sanitizes your phone in 30 seconds. I did see a childcare, but it was temporarily closed, as well as the cafe, like I mentioned before. Equinox locations also had a store on site where you can buy clothing and some fitness accessories. Equinox actually sells fitness equipment on shop.equinoxplus.com, which includes the SoulCycle bike. The bike is supposed to be Equinox's answer to the Peloton, and they do offer monthly payments with no interest. There is an Equinox Plus app that comes with your membership. You can actually use this for signing up for classes, booking a trainer, checking out your account, and even taking online classes. So for example, if you were to purchase that SoulCycle bike, you can take that class using the SoulCycle bike you purchased and follow along that way. Speaking of classes, Equinox offers a ton of different classes. You have yoga classes, spin classes, circuit training. Basically, if you're joining a gym for classes, this definitely is a gym for you. All their studio rooms have an air filtration system that eliminate 99.5% of the bacteria in the air. They also have a referral program where if you refer a new member, you get, I believe, $100 or $150, something like that, toward you and their memberships, which you can use toward your monthly billing, toward the store, personal training, or toward their spa. And yes, they do have a spa area if you feel like pampering yourself with deep facial cleansing, wearing a soothing mask to clear and calm the skin, get a nice massage, especially after an excruciating workout or cardio session or an intense class. This is all at an extra cost. The last unique quality I want to point out that is available at majority, if not all the locations, all the ones I went to anyway, is their locker rooms include so much. You'll always find many disposable razors, shaving cream. Their showers have Kiehl's coconut-infused amino acid shampoo, hair conditioner, and body wash. This is perfect if you train early in the morning, you finish your workout, and you have everything you need to bathe and go straight to work. I guess it's the same if you train at night as well, after work. You can work out, shower, shave, whatever you need to do, and go straight home and sleep. Now to me, of course, I can say my opinion, which is I think the gym is way overpriced for what you get, but I don't think it's really fair for me to outright say that, because my wants could be a lot different from what your wants are. Personally, I'm only in the gym for a couple things. I want my free weights, I want my machines, I want my sauna room. Everything else is just extra stuff that I don't really need. But you may be someone that actually needs that, and there's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes it takes a huge, rich gym environment to motivate people to get fit. So it is now time for my final score. I'm going to give the Equinox gym a high 3 out of 5 sets, or 6 out of 10 reps. Oh, I know Equinox members are going to kill me for this. Good thing YouTube took out the dislike button. It does have a fair amount of gym equipment. I can get the workouts that I need done. It was only some locations that had limited equipment, but I know during peak hours those locations will suck to be at because, again, there's not a lot of equipment to work with. But during the calm hours I have the equipment that I need, and other locations did have a lot of equipment. So Equinox is a gym that when it's good, it is really good, and when it's not so good, it's pretty limited. Some locations had beautiful scenery, some had beautiful presentation, open layout, like places that I felt really comfortable working out at, but some locations were cramped, and that kind of killed my motivation. And of course the huge negative would be the price. I try not to factor this too much because it's pretty known that the gym is expensive. And I'm not going to knock gyms for charging $200 to $300 a month for membership, because if the gym offers you what they offer you, then it's justified. But I just don't think this specific gym gives you enough in a lot of their locations to charge what they charge. And that's just my honest opinion, guys. From me going to all these different gyms that I've been to over the years, and LA Fitness, which offers you so much more equipment-wise, and has basketball courts and sauna and steam rooms, why are they $30 to $45 a month, and this gym, which offers, some offer slightly less, upwards to more than $200 a month? It just doesn't add up to me, guys. Alright guys, so that was my review of the Equinox gym. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something new. Hope to help you decide if the gym is for you. If you love this gym, there's nothing wrong with that, alright? It's just not a gym for me. And I may do a Lifetime versus Equinox since I was at both locations this past year. So they're both pretty still fresh in my mind. But I do want to give a spoiler. I'm just going to say it right now. I do think Lifetime Fitness, it trumps Equinox. And it's like, it's no competition, pretty much. They're both around the same price. I actually think Lifetime is a little bit cheaper. But what Lifetime offers you is just, from the locations that I went to anyway, there's just no comparison to me. But like I said guys, this is based on my experience in the New York and New Jersey locations. So if you guys are members in other locations, I didn't even go to all of them in New York, so there could be ones that I didn't check out. But if you're a member at one of those locations, if you're a member at the locations in Canada or in Houston, I think it's in Houston, right? Then comment down below. Let other people know. Like, continue the review down in the comments because it really does help. It helps people decide if they really want to join this gym. I don't want people to only go off my opinion, my experience. So again, if you're a member, comment down below. Tell me your experience. If you like the gym, if you don't like the gym, what are your likes, dislikes about Equinox? And again, if you enjoyed the video, then bash the subscribe button. If you hated the video, then yeah, just keep it moving. Once again, this is Carlo Solution saying if you got a problem, I'll help you solve it. Your wishes are done and your best is yet to come.